This is me, Ruowen Huang. Before I begin, let me first introduce myself. My name is Ruowen Huang. I'm an author, spirit coach, and also a psychic. Today, I want to share a topic called how to stop hating someone. The reason of that is I recently received email, private message, want to know how to stop hating someone. Like they don't believe they are a hateful person, but then when they encounter certain people, in this particular case, it's a mother-in-law. So, due to so-and-so reason and things like that, for a long time, it start generate those kind of feeling, like hateful feeling, like she simply cannot rid of it. So she would like to know if anybody in this kind of situation, how can let go of hate. I'm gonna be very frank and honest with you guys. I'm no saint. I'm not a saint. I don't. I'm gonna use my personal experience to give you advice. That's basically what I try to say. I understand how it's like. I myself experienced similar situations, so I know it's impossible to tell you to let it go, because those kind of feeling you simply cannot let go of. And most of the time you cannot let go of it just because you have that fear of the same experience gonna occur again, right? So I can only use my personal experience with you. I'm not gonna guarantee you will never have that feeling toward that particular someone again, ever again. But I would say it helped me a lot. So I hope it helped you a lot too. So number one thing you have to do when you encounter somebody that you hate so much, is create a distance between you and that specific someone. Don't have that mindset thinking the best way, best way to handle things is to make sure that person is happy, or make sure there's a complete, peaceful ending. It doesn't work that way. You simply cannot mix one chemical with the other chemical when those chemicals create explosion. You know what I mean? It comes to awareness of we are simply two different chemicals that should not be in any circumstances mixed together. You know what I mean? It's like wood and fire. Please don't put it together because you will burn. Very simple thing. There's no right or wrong, good or bad in this. It's just simply two different elements. Sometimes should not mix together. I mean, of course, a lot of people will say, oh, but they get along with other people well, they do things well. As I said, there's no right or wrong, good or bad. It just simply, sometimes some chemicals should not mix together. So, rule number one in Fight Club, no. Rule number one, don't try to force yourself to mix that chemical together. You can simply create a distance. Once you create the distance, now I wasn't gonna ask you to do a lot of things. I mean, I get it. Not all the in-law relationship gonna work well. I mean, some people will say, oh, I never have that issue with my in-law. Some people will say, oh yeah, I have the same issue. Stop comparing yourself to any other people. The more you compare them, you're gonna drive yourself crazy. Based on individuality, we are all different. No relationship is gonna be exactly the same. Just like you would get along with friend A, but you don't get along with friend B. It's the same thing. So don't feel stressed like other people are okay. How come I cannot be okay? The more you compare, the more you're gonna damage any relationship you have. So, if you can come to that mindset and then you understand, keep the distance between you and that particular someone, no matter what, no matter how. I really don't care, but do understand you have to create a distance. Because if you don't create a distance, you don't have room to forgive, and you don't have room to love either. You have to really take care of yourself, take care of that hateful child in you first, before you are able to produce or generate any more love to love anybody else. So understand that it's very important. And this point that your emotion is so overwhelmed, you should in no circumstances take care of other people but you. So First thing you have to do, create that distance. Even sometimes it may be forceful. Sometimes people will say you are selfish. But please remember, if you cannot take care of yourself, you cannot take care of anybody else. At this moment, you need to take care of yourself, because you're going to stop yourself becoming a hateful person. So you will not teach your kids to be a hateful person. You know what I mean? So especially you have kids, is priority. Take care of yourself by creating that distance. Then once that distance is created, you will realize it's a really magical thing. You have some room to breathe. Mental room to breathe. It's all of a sudden you feel, I'm not lying to you. In the first 6 months or so, you're going to have guilt. It's going to torment you. A lot of time you're going to feel giving in because of guilt and things like that. Don't. Because it's really important time for you to take good care of yourself, right? So after 6 months or so, and do remember this, it takes about 6 months. You are going to torment with your own guilt for 6 months, but your guilt hasn't get you anywhere. So listen to me for once. Listen to yourself. No mean no. No mean no. I don't want to see you. I don't want to see you. Why? Very simple. For the long-term future, I want to stop myself from being a hateful person. So therefore, I don't want to see you, right? So no mean no. After 6 months or so, or somewhere 8 months or so, you mentally, physically have that sense of you have room to breathe. Doesn't mean you forgive that someone already. It just means all of a sudden you feel like I can take a break. Like I can breathe the fresh air for the first time. Like my life changed. Like it's not changing, but it's kind of changing, and then you simply don't know what it is, right? In this chance, I need you to do a lot of mental work. The mental work is you really have to come to understanding of I cannot save everyone. Yeah, I mean, I might laugh at you right now, but I'm not even joking. The whole time you try to make everything look great, peaceful, like everybody happy together, is you really try to save someone. Deep down, you already know this relationship not gonna work out. Deep down, you already know you don't really get along with that particular person, but yet you are still trying to save someone, right? So let it go. What I'm saying is let it go. If someone tend to have that personality we call drama queen, or we say they are just a little bit negative or things like that, that's just who they are. It doesn't matter what you say or do. It ain't gonna change anything. By accommodating that particular someone, you most likely get a result like they're never gonna be happy, especially in-law. Is still their precious son, period. If you have a great mother-in-law, God bless you. You must be a nice person. But if this happened to be your task, just admit the fact you did steal that son. That's the truth that you cannot change, right? So since it's very obvious, people treat you like the enemy at the beginning, you might well just live up to the title. When you can live up to that title and stop being a savior, you will then start to feel another load off your shoulder. So in order for you to stop hating someone, you have to start being aware how much responsibility and expectation you have put on yourself. You have trying really hard to maintain a relationship, because I love my husband, therefore I have to love the parents. But we forget, in the reality, if my kids go to school being bullied, am I going to tell my kid to love that bully, or am I going to tell my kid to stay away from that bully? And if they dare to touch you again, am I going to say it's okay they touch you and beat the shit out of you? Or am I going to do something and say stop beating the shit out of my kids? You know what I mean? So those are the same thing. When it comes to humanity, it doesn't matter what their title is. And I'm saying this because I also come from a very brutal family, and I really want you to apply this rule. Even the person hold the title of your mother or hold the title of your father, you know what I mean? A lot of people will bring their title to threat you, intimidate you, and tell you what you should do. But it comes down to very basic things. If you show me respect, I will show my respect back to you. So if I have been showing my respect back to you and you don't appreciate it, you know what? Don't bother. Don't bother wasting your energy anymore. I mean, I get it. Most of you want to do good to the world. We all do. But please do come to awareness. You cannot save anyone. You cannot unless you save yourself first. You cannot make anybody happy unless you make yourself happy first. You cannot love someone if you yourself don't experience love first. So all those things is something you have to be very aware of. And then you have to constantly remind yourself, like, I will treat people the way, I would not treat people the way I don't want to be treated. I would treat people the way I want to be treated. If I happen to meet the wrong person, it doesn't matter what their title is. No mean no. No simply mean no. So, from my personal experiences, I would tell you it takes really long time for me to create that distance and saying no mean no. No mean no. I would do anything out of my way, extra mile, to make sure that safety distance is created. And going out of my extra mile to make sure that safety distance is created. Because I realize once I create that distance, I have no reason to hate that person. You know what I mean? Because the reason I feel I hated that person is constantly in my personal space, constantly not respectful in my personal space. That's why I get very frustrated. And once I understand that this is okay, I realize it really doesn't bother me that much, right? Because it doesn't bother me that much. Therefore, I have no reason to hate that person. Then I start to realize, come to this awareness, there's no right or wrong, good or bad. Doesn't mean I'm better than you or you are worse than me or anything like that. Just simply mean we are two different chemicals in no circumstances we should mix together. So then don't mix together. If you don't know, learn it once, learn it 2 times, learn it 3 times, but get smart. Come on, eventually, something just should not mix together. Just like you brush your teeth, you should not drink orange juice. Very simple thing. It doesn't mean toothpaste is bad. It doesn't mean orange juice is bad. It just means you should not mix it together, right? So when you come to that awareness, then you come to the third awareness is, I cannot save the world. Don't. I mean, I'm in no circumstance to tell you to become a saint and go out and save the world. I myself am not saint, so I'm not gonna give you the saint suggestion. Yeah. Start having that idea, believe the so-called complete is having everybody happy result. That ain't gonna happen. It doesn't matter how perfect you are. It doesn't matter how good you are. It doesn't matter how tolerant you are. The world cannot be perfect. And be okay with it. Be okay the world is not perfect. Because if you're okay with the world is not perfect, then most likely you're okay with your own imperfection, and which is kind of important, right? Then the last and the most important things, go out of your way, go extra mile, do extra thing to take care of yourself. In this point, not anybody else, yourself. Because once you got taken care of, once you feel love, once you feel that space, once you feel that peace in you, you have no reason to hate someone. You will simply see them and understand we're just 2 different chemicals that shouldn't mix together. But there's no other meaning on top of that. You know what I mean? So this whole process, I'm not gonna lie to you, it take about 3 years for me. It may be shorter for you, it may be longer for you, I don't know. But I would say the best way to stop hating someone is stop forcing yourself with that someone together. Just create space. Go separate way. Then you'll be just fine. Trust me, you'll be just fine. I'm no expert, but I can only share my personal experience with you. Again, if you like what I'm doing, you can always join me live on Facebook or go to subscribe my YouTube channel or my website, ruowen.com. Till then, next time. Bye.